Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of The Take. I'm your host as always, Kenny Dix here. Glad you can join us here on The Take on this November 10th, 2022. Yes indeed, what a take we have for you. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Take here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is king. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. Here on The Take, let's get started with the big story. The big story is the midterm elections. Yes, the midterm elections was wild, unpredictable, and basically we still don't know who may be leaving with some new positions in government. Well, we're going to get started with a lot of people are talking about this.
Like a red whisper, if that.
This wasn't that predicted red wave only appears to be a splash, if you will.
The word wave has no application yet to what we're seeing. This might feel more like the edge of a lake.
This really looks much more like a red whisper, if that.
This wasn't even a red wave. It's not even a red little ripple in a pond.
I've heard it called, the red sprinkler. I've heard it called the red splash, the red puddle.
Yes, the red wave. Everyone talking about the red wave, the red this. Many people felt like it was a lavender wave in a way, blue and red one. But a lot of people came out emerging, such as, Stacey Abrams tried her best. She didn't win the governorship of Georgia. We know Stacey Abrams this might not be done for her for the Georgia governor, but somewhere down the road, Stacey Abrams will get some position of government that will make her complete. She thought she had it in the bag as Georgia's next governor. She did play dividends last 2 years in 2020 with the elections, getting Biden over to the blue wave with along with the other two senators, Warnock and Ossoff. Well, speaking of Warnock, his race against Herschel Walker has been real crazy. Well, we know Warnock is smart, intelligent, and he has proven himself within the last 2 years of being a senator in Georgia. Well, his opponent, Herschel Walker, is a different story. Take a look with these comments.
If you're a Martian and you live in the United States of America, I'm going to protect you too, because you belong to my family.
We stay together, we can get this thing worked out. But what has happened right now is we got the C-team in. We got the C-team in that's lying to you. And they keep wanting to tell you that they're doing good, but they're not. They're lying to you right now. This is a pretty clear choice. Every now and then life presents you with a math test. This ain't one. This is not a race between a Democrat and a Republican. This is not the difference between right and left. This is the difference between right and wrong. Together.
Yes, Herschel Walker is crazy, and he thinks he wants to be in office for so long. The only thing I can say is let's see what Herschel Walker can do. But right now it's neck to neck. We know that a lot of people are trying to sway folks to, hey, don't vote for Herschel Walker, work for Warnock. But even the preacher from a well-known Atlanta church said this.
Ladies and gentlemen, when the Republican Party of Georgia moved Herschel Walker from Texas to Georgia so that he could run for Senate, it's because change was taking too fast in the post-antebellum South. The state had been flipped blue, and there are some principalities that were not prepared for a black man and a Jewish man to go to Senate at the exact same time. So they figured that they would delude us by picking somebody who they thought would in fact represent us better with a football than with a degree in philosophy. They thought we were so slow, that we were so stupid, that we would elect the lowest caricature of a stereotypical broken black man as opposed to somebody who is educated and erudite and focused. Y'all ain't ready for me today. Since Herschel men been telling him what to do. telling him what school to go to, where to live, where to eat, where to buy a house, where to run, where to sit down, where to sleep, where to pay for abortions, where to buy a gun. And you think they not going to tell him how to vote? In 2022, we don't need a walker, we need a runner. We need somebody who gonna run and tell the truth about January 6th. We need somebody who gonna run and push for the cancellation of student loan debts. We need somebody who gonna run and make the former president respond to a subpoena. We don't need a walker, we need somebody who will be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding, knowing that your labor is not in vain. Georgia, I need you to know the slave Negroes y'all are used to don't live here no more. We can think for ourselves, function for ourselves, and vote for ourselves. Why? Because we don't need a walker.
Wow. Even the preacher, New Bethlehem Baptist Church, got that preacher's name, but he's trying to make his case, hey, don't vote for Walker. Vote for Warnock, please. But it also brings to the question too, since that race is still pending and we don't know who can end up winning that. We also know that another emerging star is Kari Lake. She has been a reporter turned politician, and a lot of people are speculating that she may run with Trump in the next election if he decides to put his name in the hat. Well, let's look at some antics of Kari Lake herself.
Joe Biden has screwed up.
Carrie,
Who are you? From CBS News. I just want to follow up on this question, if I may. If Donald Trump announces as expected to be president and you win the governorship of Arizona, you're likely to be talked about as a VP candidate. Do you plan to serve your entire term in Arizona, or are you open to being a VP?
Are you new covering this race? Because we've talked about this before. Talked about this. I've answered these questions. I am going to not only be the governor of Arizona for 4 years, I'm going to do 2 terms. I'm going to be your worst freaking nightmare for 8 years. And we will reform the media as well. We're going to make you guys into journalists again. So get ready. It's going to be a fun 8 years. I can't wait to be working with you.
I don't know that I have ever voted for a Democrat, but if I lived in Arizona, I absolutely would. We cannot give people power who will not honor elections.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
unbelievable.
Here's a portion of your open letter back to Liz Cheney. You wrote, "My team tells me your commercial should add another 10 points to our lead." I guess that's why they call the Cheney anti-endorsement the gift that keeps on giving. Quite an endorsement, Karen.
Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, she is going to be our best fundraiser yet. We have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars since her ad started and since we put that letter out. She's just, she's hated by both sides right now. I mean, we're actually bringing Democrats over to our movement. They don't like Liz Cheney either. And for her to think that she can come into Arizona and try to influence this election, it's comical, it's sad, and a little bit scary. I think the scariest costume you could put on for Halloween would be Liz Cheney. You'll get no candy at anyone's door.
By new politicians, and they can't quite figure out why. Perhaps the most talented and impressive of them all is Kari Lake. She's on the cusp of winning the governor's mansion in Arizona, which it seems is why Barack Obama feels such a need and a compunction to demean her.
It doesn't just work out just because somebody's been on TV. Turns out being president or governor is about more than snappy lines and good lighting. It's about more than having a good anchor voice. It's about understanding what people are going through. It's about coming up with real solutions for how to make your life better. This isn't a reality show.
Does Kari Lake think it's a reality show? Let's ask her. Kari, you're running for governor. Are you just a TV person because you're good at broadcasting? You want to be governor?
Oh my gosh, am I living rent-free in Barack Obama's mind? That actually gives me a good laugh. Thank you, Brian, for having me on. You know, I was an honest journalist covering this beautiful state of Arizona for 27 years, and the people of Arizona know that about me. I covered all of the issues facing our state for nearly 3 decades. I understand the experts in all of these fields, and I understand Arizona. That's why we're doing so well. That's why Obama is in a panic, the left is in a panic, and they're rushing out here to Arizona to try to save frankly, a candidate who can't be saved. Her name is Katie Hobbs, and she is absolutely the worst candidate they've ever run on a ticket in Arizona. She's a leftist who's, ironically, a twice convicted racist who's cost the taxpayers nearly $3 million because her racism. And our first black president comes out and is stumping for her. I think that's pretty despicable.
They actually made a joke of our elections, and I'm really pissed off about it. And I'm going to do something about it. So, it is literally unconstitutional what they did. The truth is that Joe Biden did not win with 81 million votes. And if you believe he did, then you are the conspiracy theorist. We all know this in this room. We know that our election was rife with fraud, and we know what's going on. But what's going on in our elections is not going to be going on much longer, because we're going to get to the bottom of it. They actually...
We switched from a Republican area to vote. We came right down into the heart of liberal Phoenix to vote because we wanted to make sure that we had good machines. And guess what? They've had 0 problems with their machines today. Not one machine spit out a ballot here today. Not one. In a very liberal area. So we were right to come and vote in a liberal area. They gotta fix this problem. This is incompetency. I hope it's not malice, but we're gonna fix it. We're gonna win. And when we win, there's going to be come to Jesus for elections in Arizona. There's going to be a come to Jesus. We don't have to have elections.
Yeah, Kari Lake doing some actions about the she's saying this and saying that. She's been on Fox News. She's been on talking about her opponent. Talking about her opponent is a well-known racist. It just goes on and on. But it's quite interesting to see how these folks from out of nowhere want to be in politics. I think Trump tapped into that and got everyone into politics. You can be a reporter and get into politics. You can be a former football player and be great at it, and you get in politics. But politics ain't something like what Obama said right here.
It doesn't just work out just because somebody's been on TV. Turns out being president or governor is about more than snappy lines and good lighting. It's about more than having a good anchor voice. It's about understanding what people are going through. It's about coming up with real solutions for how to make your life better. This isn't a reality show.
Yeah. Obama said that it ain't everyone's game, but a lot of people gonna make it their game if they can win. That's like how Trump won. And Trump wants to continue that momentum, and he's announcing that he may run next week. So we'll see on that. Alright, we move over to celebrity news. In celebrity news, Chris Evans, formerly known as Captain America, has been named People Magazine Sexiest Man Alive. Chris Evans holds that title now. He looks like Ricky Nelson. If you remember Ricky Nelson back in the heydays, he looks like Ricky Nelson. Chris Evans getting this achievement. He joins The Rock. He joins Brad Pitt, George Clooney. You name it. He joins all the lists. So I guess Chris Evans getting his just due. I think he should have got it like at least 10 years ago at least. But who am I? Also, twos. We tell you this. Jay-Z is not happy with Drake snubbing Megan Thee Stallion. Jay-Z and Drake have been at odds for quite some time. So Jay-Z doesn't like when you try to name bash his artist. So Drake, keep that in mind. Plus, two, Selena Gomez is a toxic friend to her friend Francesca Risco. She snubs friend Jessica, talking about after Francesca gave her kidneys. I guess that's what you do. When you be there for friends and their friends ain't there for you, that's how it be and stuff. Also, two, Tina Mowry shoves ex-husband Corey Howard because he was broke. See, you kind of knew what you was getting yourself into, and then you want to snub him, and now he's making money on All American. Come on, this thing ain't making no sense. All right, on talk shows, on Sherry, she addresses the topic of age ain't nothing but a number, but this time with singer Cher, who is dating a 36-year-old record executive. Take a look.
Love. Cher was spotted holding hands with Amber Rose's 36-year-old ex, Alexander. Yes, Brendan fans are shocked because of their 40-year age difference. And so Cher responded, she said, I'm not defending us. Haters are gonna hate. Doesn't matter that we're happy and we are not bothering anyone. So but I keep thinking, you know, do you do some stuff different with Amber Rose than you would do with Cher? Like, you and Amber getting together intimate, like you throwing Amber Rose all over the place. You flinging Amber Rose. But let me tell you something about older women. You fling Cher around, something gonna get broken. The first thing's gonna be that hip. That's that hip. Cher knows that this is temporary with Alexander. See, young girls, they want forever. Cher just wants somebody who gonna program her remote. That's what she wants. Okay?
Singer Cher, she's no stranger to this. When she was younger, she was dating her then husband, Sonny Bono, who had quite some age difference to her. So she knows a thing or two about this. So, I mean, Cher knows. So Cher likes rock the cradle. You know how that be. Alright, on Tamron Hall, she welcomes none but legendary actress Angela Bassett, and she chats with Tamron about the highly anticipated movie Black Panther, how they will cope without Chadwick Boseman, and how his death had almost stalled production. Take a look.
World. And we were here, we surprised this beautiful young black girl who had gone viral because she was told she wasn't beautiful. And I asked Angela, can you stick around and just give her a message? Of course, I'm busy, but I'm not too busy to say this. And then I said, are you going to be in Black Panther? And I want to play what you said at that time. This is what she said at the time when I asked her about the sequel. Where does the sequel stand with the Queen, and are you in it?
I just read something on some rumor mill that says I'm expected to be in it. So, okay. But like I said, that's a rumor. That didn't come from the top. It came from the side.
Okay, that was 2.5 years ago. Did you not know? I
did not know.
I thought you were keeping it a secret.
No, I was not. I'm not good at keeping secrets.
So you didn't know
anything, you know, and then you start thinking about, they were telling you it was 4 years, and we had just done the movie 2 years previous. So then you sit there and you think on all the effort and the commitment that he exhibited with this going on, with this private struggle going on, and you just respected him, adored him, and appreciated him all the more. You know, what is possible?
What is possible? You know, and it made me think.
Yep. Angela Bassett, great ambassador. She looks good for her age. She's in her 60s now. Angela Bassett doesn't, you know, I say she aged fine. I'll say that. Fine, well, the Black Panther, the movie, coming out in theaters this weekend, so be on the lookout for that. All right, we'll be back with more Take. Don't go anywhere. This is the Take on Connect TV. Here, stay tuned.
A hard time figuring out what it's. Let me tell you, I've never felt more like Danny DeVito than I do right now. Jason Momoa is here. His movie is Slumberland.
Back to the Take. I'm your host as always, Ken Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Take on this Thursday, November 10th, 2022. Like I said, join in the conversation using the hashtag TakeHealOnConnect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that straight button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the, subscribe. That's all you need to do. Just subscribe to Connect TV. We thank you. We're almost near 3,000 subscribers, and we thank you for that. Thank you for watching all our shows, including the Take, including our flagship show, Pro Wrestling Show. We thank you all. All right, let's get back to this on midterm elections, and we continue on with the political rundown. Political rundown this week. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump, they were close as thieves, thick as thieves, but now, since they're both trying to probably go for the same top office, DeSantis win his election, and here's his remarks.
We saw freedom in our very way of life and so many other jurisdictions in this country wither on the vine. Florida held the line.
Yes, DeSantis ain't stopping by on his remarks. DeSantis making it clear he's going to run Florida, and there might be a chance he might put his bid to become the next president of the United States if he tries to. It doesn't derail Trump. I think Trump had a bad night endorsing people, endorsing Dr. Oz, endorsing people. Dr. Oz didn't win due to Oprah.
And of course it still is. But I will tell y'all this, if I lived in Pennsylvania, I would have already cast my vote for John Fetterman for many reasons.
That was a big shocker. Oprah turning her back on Dr. Oz after all she done to him. I think Oprah, what that saying is, I can make you and I can break you. And that's what that saying was. I made you and I can break you. Speaking of that, Dr. Oz's opponent who won, John Fetterman won, and here's what he had to say.
And this campaign has always been about fighting for everyone who's ever been knocked down that ever got back up. This race is for the future of every community all across Pennsylvania. For every small town or person that ever felt left behind, for every job that was ever been lost, for every factory that was ever closed, for every person that works hard but never ever got ahead. I'm proud of what we ran on. Protecting a woman's right to choose, raising our minimum wage, fighting the union way of life. Healthcare is a fundamental human right. It saved my life, and it should all be there for you when you ever should need it. Standing up to corporate greed, making more things right here in America and right here in Pennsylvania, and standing up for our democracy.
Yeah, he said freedom is here to stay. Freedom is here to stay, and it ain't going nowhere one bit. So, hey, it is what it is. Now we know that the former president said that he promised a big announcement. We know that it's coming in near days what this announcement may be. It could be he running for president again. So don't be shocked on that, how that be. Well, on Jimmy Kimmel, Trump critic George Connolly, who wife Kellyanne worked for President Trump. How was that in the bedroom? How could y'all cause this while you agree with him and then you disagree? Oh man. Whether Trump will serve time. Take a look.
As a lawyer and as somebody who's followed this very closely, do you think he will ever get punished for being this menace to the world and menace to society? Will he ever do any time?
I think he's going to be charged. I think he's going to be convicted, particularly.
With which of the many things?
Oh, well, it's like...
Which is the biggest one?
It's so hard. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. I mean, it's really hard. I think the documents case is the one that's going to kill him.
That's the one.
The one, the stolen documents case. And it's like, it's like you're the United States Attorney of the Southern District of New York, and you're investigating the 5 families. and you're trying to put together this massive RICO case with all these, you know, we have to put a chart on, and you get this call from the NYPD saying, hey, no, the head of the 5 families, he was loading jewelry onto a truck at Kennedy Airport. He got him dead to rights. I mean, you know, he's got the documents. He didn't belong, the documents didn't belong to him. He lied about them. He got his lawyers to lie about them. He defied a subpoena, and he did it for a year and a half. I mean, it's just, the only thing that could make it worse is if he FedEx some of them to Putin.
That could be possible.
FedEx to Putin? I mean, it might be, but Donald Trump ain't going nowhere. But we'll see. We'll see what this is going to lead to. And what next week's going to lead to as well. Alright, on news this week. Eggs are hurled at King Charles. Yes, King Charles during his visit alongside Queen Camilla. Take a look.
Get top on the other side! Not man! Calm yourself down! 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 Move back! Got it, you alright? Everyone else? That's all right, Everyone just try to get the bit of space, guys. Yeah, nice and slow.
You just make sure it's funny for everybody. Can you just step back, please? Can you step back to give them a bit of space? Thank you. Can I just ask you to step back, please?
Did you hear that man say right here? Calm yourself down. Can we play that?
Calm yourself down.
He couldn't calm himself down. He had a carton full of eggs. That's what calmed himself down. So hey, it is what it is. Alright, and finally, the viral video of the week. The viral video of the week is, we know we love weddings. It celebrates love, support, commitment. Now, this wedding, a lot of people are a little bit cringy because a groom and a bride decide to kiss longer than expected. Take a look.
We give praise to God. We give praise to God. We give praise to God. Okay. Okay. Mr. Felix is...
Well, what you expect? That's what they tell you what they do in the bedroom. They're going to have a lot of kids. I can tell you that right now. A lot of kids. It's going to be fruitful and bountiful. So if you ask me. Alright, thank you all for watching this edition of The Tape. I've been your host, Kid Dick, saying so long. We'll see you next time for another edition of The Tape. See you later.